That can't be right. Oh, but what if they're real after all? No, that can't be.
Greetings, miss. Is there something that's bothering you?
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm Della Roche, the representative of the Fontaine Fishing Association. How can I help you? Oh, so you're Evento.
Paimon could tell you were really bothered.
Oh, you are they disappeared too quickly.
So you'd like...
Exactly, you're right on the Mora. So I thought I could delegate this work to you.
Yeah, we're just really experienced in this kind of thing, that's all.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'll get a good night's sleep knowing the two of you are on the case.
But don't we just need to...
No, you mustn't let your guard down. As the representative of the Fishing Association... Yes, you're both Outlanders, right? Our local fairy tales often speak of a terrifying... The story our parents would tell us was always the same. If we went to the water alone, then we'd be snatched away and eaten...
A child eating water imp? Did they tell you what it looked like?
My father would always describe it as a beautiful, multicolored snake woman, while my mother said it had a handsome face. It's really strange, though, because you'd also hear other people describe it as just a chubby penguin with a deceptive appearance. Even though the tales vary regarding its appearance, everyone agrees that it's really dangerous. It lives in an underwater cave surrounded by pallid bone, and once it finds a child, it uses its alluring singing voice to lure them into the...
Sounds kinda scary.
But what if the fairy tale was inspired by a real... Well, I wouldn't call it evidence per se, but I've heard some rumors lately. They say that someone
So you mean someone really got eaten by a water imp?
It's all hearsay, so it's hard to confirm. But still, they all say this happened. Both the Opera House and the Fountain of Lucine were built there, and the sources of many water veins can be traced to the island. Is it really so shocking that an island so shrouded in mystery...
Why does Paimon feel like you're bull...
Oh, marvelous. Then I'll just mark the stretch of water on your map.
Time to broaden... Is this the stretch of water Della Roche was talking about? It looks really peaceful. Huh? Look, there's some footprints over there. These look pretty fresh. Did the water imp get someone again? Let's look around and see. Wait! Did you hear something just now? What is that? Don't come any closer!
Paimon? Traveler? I'm sorry. I forgot I was still wearing...
Frumine!
Paimon, are you okay?
Paimon nearly mistook you for a water imp. Thank goodness it was just you wearing your helmet.
Huh? A water imp? Thelxie, you say?
Huh? You know that name too? Or do you know someone else?
No. I think our situations are probably unrelated. Sure, if that... I know the name because of one of my employers. She noticed the clockwork penguins I brought to the workshop and contacted me through the shop's owner. Following her request, I've named them.
Huh? But isn't it a little creepy to name a toy after a water imp?
Yeah, but, she made a special request. But out of respect for her privacy, it's alright though. She'll be coming over to check on my progress shortly, and I'll just...
Huh. Even though you seem a little cold and reserved sometimes, you're still really considerate. our target isn't
The fish? Ah, these past few weeks, I've been taking Thelxie for underwater testing every day. So, all that about the disappearing fish?
So that's how it was? That actually makes...
Yes.
So in the end, it was just Fremine. Paimon spent all this time
I'm sorry. It sounds like I've created a lot of... Thank you.
Actually, how much work do you still have left, Fremine?
Thanks for offering.
Hey, it's no trouble at all. Didn't you just call us your trustworthy companions?
But don't you need to report back to your...
Nope, that's not how it works. See, Paimon's got these commissioner types all figured out. If we tell them now that it was all just a misunderstanding, you could... Exactly! So if we can help you finish up your work and get the fish back, that would save us an extra trip!
Is that what you'd like to... Huh. All right. I've stored Thelxie in the tent. He can respond to some simple verbal commands. You can try calling his name and see if he'll come over.
Whoa, sounds pretty advanced. Let Paimon give it a try. Hey, Thelxie! Are you there? So that's Fremine's version of Thelxie. It's also penguin shaped.
Yep. Had Thelxie lived in Penguin Town, he'd probably have become great friends with Pear. It's not really anywhere famous.
Hey, Thelxie! Nice to meet you!
I wanted to install a language output module, but due to time constraints, as it stands, Thelxie can only output messages that were pre-written into its motherboard. I haven't given him the ability...
No need to get so technical. So basically you...
No, there's no need. I have 2 other things I'd like your help with.
That doesn't sound too...
The others shouldn't take too long either. You'll need to find Thelxie some colorful shells and...
A weapon? Will Thelxie have to
Thelxie will need to be able to charge forward with a weapon in hand.
What an imaginative employer! Naming Thelxie after a water imp?
Well, regardless of his role or species, Thelxie's purpose is the same. Just like Pear.
Whoa, Thelxie just said something again!
He can react to certain key
That's a pity. But anyway...
Sounds good. Here we go. I have this testing manual. Want to give it a try? Okay. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. You're doing well.
We've taken on a lot of similar tasks before.
Then let's move on to the underwater part. It's just as I mentioned earlier. Oh, speaking of which, you're both already pretty used to Fontaine's Okay, that's good. Just let me know if you ever feel uncomfortable.
Strike a pose!
Should be right over there. We'll be able to find something that'll help us with our search. This is it. We call this thing an echoing conch. It can detect special reflection waves. Did you notice any interesting places? The echoing conch should have detected some just now. Let's go check them out. All right, these should be enough. Let's head back to camp.
Ah, Fremine, you're back. I thought you might have been out diving.
I'm sorry, Madame d'Estray. I must have kept you waiting.
There's no rush. I'm your employer, not your supervisor.
Oh, they're two of my trustworthy
Yes, I see. I suppose it's only natural.
It's really nice to meet you, Madame d'Estray. Are you Fremine's employer?
Greetings, my new friends. Just call me Zuria. You are both so adorable. The sight of you...
Oh, do you really think so?
Of course. If my child had friends like you, then perhaps he wouldn't have become so obsessed with the tale.
Obsessed with the...
So you don't know anything about my request yet?
Well, Fremine told us that it was a private matter, so he didn't want...
I see. So Monsieur Fremine is even more discreet than I had thought. But it would be quite impolite of me to simply pile all of my troubles on you without your permission.
Sure, you can tell us anything. You've already said nice things about us, so we'll try our best.
Ah, what a lovely little fairy. Then let me think of a way to put my situation into words. Simply put, parents came up with a story, painting water imps as scary abductors in an effort to convince their children to stay away.
Infatuated?
Yes. He told me that he thought the water imp might have just been misunderstood. In his...
So he wanted to become friends with the water imps?
Thank you, little Paimon. He indeed has always stood out from the crowd. It's a type of mental disorder. Those affected by it often feel extremely lonely and lose interest in many mundane activities.
Oh no. Is it a very serious disorder?
If you were to become afflicted with the disorder, Paimon, you would only be able to say less than a fraction of the words you're saying to the
No! Paimon won't accept that! We would have to find a doctor to help cure Paimon. Paimon has a 2,000-word quota for daily conversations with the traveler, and she won't settle for a single word less!
The family doctor has already begun to treat my son, but since the disorder is rare...
Huh?
Uncontrollable delusions. To put it simply, he can no longer differentiate between fantasy and reality.
Then what is he seeing?
It's a dream that he often mentioned to me when he was younger. I've compiled what I could understand of his
Amazing! Your son came up with all of this?
But perhaps no beautiful dream can ever...
How could the story end like this? Is that kind of fantasy?
Well, it'd be more accurate to say that it was the syndrome that caused such terrible delusions to manifest.
My poor child can no longer differentiate between imagination...
Perhaps in his mind, the lonely...
What? So that's...
Alas, most of the time he acts as if he can no longer sense or interact with the real world at all. I've had several... He once wanted to make a picture book of his imaginary world. But...
So Zuria's son also saw Thelxie as a penguin.
What we should do now is help him complete this picture book. However, we'll need to chase away his loneliness.
But if we just need to finish finish the picture book, why does Fremine need to make...
Because we need to treat the book story seriously, as if it's a history of things that have really happened. But my child can no longer go on a journey of his own. This is why...
Ah, like a stand-in for your son! Paimon's starting to get it now!
There are some ruins on the seabed of the Salacia Plains. I've already asked Fremine to...
Oh, so we'll just need to act out a performance.
Sadly, no. We won't just be putting on a performance. It's just as Zuria said. We need to take...
So we'll be playing it straight? Or, making it...
It's all right. There's no need to get that serious. It's not a big deal. I believe... Keep your spirits up, everyone. If we were to look troubled, my son is sure to become anxious as well. We temporarily moved to a place on the hill over there, so my son will have a better spot to convalesce. It's not far from the water.
Understood. There's also one last thing. Since...
That's great news. I must thank you all. All right, everyone. Let's...
Zuria sure is a brave and optimistic lady.
Let's discuss that over by the
What is it, Fremine?
If you don't mind me... This is the first time that you've met anyone with the syndrome, right? I know you two are both real. If things don't quite turn out as we wish, I hope you'll be able to...
Fremine, why do you bring this up all of a sudden? Didn't we just promise Zuria...
It's not that I'm not optimistic.
So that's why you looked like you knew exactly what she was talking about. Wait, Fremine, don't tell Paimon.
No. Please don't misunderstand. I've never had it. I've just... They say there are many factors surrounding the development of this illness. I've heard everything from hereditary factors and one's state of mind to environmental factors, and from the cases I've seen, there weren't many positive outcomes. In the...
What? It can get that serious?
Yeah, that's just the nature of it. So if you'll find it...
Hey, now's not the time to be joking around. Don't worry, Fremine.
Really?
Yeah! But Paimon has a question. After all, we'll just be using a toy as Thelxie, and...
Well, I think it should be able to do something. But if we can help him regain control and escape from the darkness...
Oh, Paimon sees what you're saying now.
Well, maybe because I've also had many of my own dreams in the past. I even had my own
What Penguin Town? Why doesn't Paimon remember? Hey, why did you put...
It's just... Anyway, Penguin Town is a peaceful place, and Pear is the town's
Pear? But didn't you...
Well, I often think that Pear only came to me because he realized how much I need...
Fremine.
No, I don't think so. I can still differentiate between fantasy and reality. It might just be hidden, which is why it's difficult.
Specific times? Like...
Yeah.
Really? Paimon just said that because you put a...
Have you ever observed the surface world from underwater? It's as if you're viewing a whole different world. I have a similar feeling when I put on my diving helmet.
Really? Like a miracle?
Well, if that's in order.
Hey, don't you still need time to work on Thelxie's weapon?
Right. I still have to collect some tools on. Thanks for all of your help. Is your child feeling...
Thank you for your concern, Fremine. His condition is fairly...
Zuria, Fremine, we're here!
Seems like everyone's around.
Not quite. Aren't we missing someone? Hey, Thelxie! Whoa! Thelxie's got himself a sword and a shield now!
Indeed. With his weapons in hand, Thelxie looks more formidable than ever.
We helped too!
Yes, you really had a good eye for materials. Everything you... Speaking of which, you can just keep an eye out for them on our way to the...
Seems like everything's ready to...
Please wait a moment. I was just thinking. Since Thelxie has already shown us his brand new appearance...
Ooh, Paimon's excited now!
Why don't...
So we'll take out the sad parts and replace them with happier...
All right, I'll give it a try. I'm not very adept at drawing, but I've seen a lot of art during my work.
Let me think. We can draw the weapon.
Okay, I'll add the weapons.
Paimon wants to give him some friends. Thelxie's got some friends by his...
Okay, I'll also draw some companions. Anything else? Color. Ah, color, yes, that's really important. Who would have thought the page could have become so inspiring?
Great! Everyone looks super pumped up.
Are you seeing this, my son? Are you feeling inspired by this as well?
I'm sure he is, Zuria.
That's right! Paimon can't wait to see the picture book with...
I'm starting to look forward to it as...
Yay! Thelxie's Fantastic Adventures be...
Shower me with praise!
Look! Those are materials that we can use for the crown, right? Let's get some for Fremine.
These should be enough. I knew you'd have a knack for finding the best material.
Whoa! Is that the entrance to the underwater ruins ahead? So these are the underwater ruins that Fremine found. They're pretty amazing, but still not exactly the kind that Oh, yeah, Paimon knows. It's just... Paimon thought we'd...
I'm sorry. I was hoping to put up some decorations, but ran out of...
Whoa, someone's already switched...
Seems like the travelers already got the gist of things.
Don't underestimate Paimon. Paimon can flip the switch too. Now entering Paimon Fantasy Mode! Ahem. Young adventurers, 'tis Paimon, guardian goddess of this land. State your goals and intentions for visiting this nation.
We are the companions of Prince Thelxie, your divine highness. We have come...
Oh, reclaiming your glory! Thy goddess here has golden glory, silver glory, and bronze glory. Which is it that the prince has lost?
Huh?
Not at all! This is the goddess's test! Ahem. From your responses, the goddess has concluded that you're all brave adventurers without the... So please accept the goddess's reward. The goddess will now bestow... And as for this prince... The goddess will also bestow upon you the rainbow...
My gratitude to your divine highness for such generous...
Me too.
Ahem. Now, adventurers, forge bravely... Please be careful, brave adventurers. Just ahead are some evil enemies that have invaded the kingdom of water imps. They're called... Hilly Churls of the Deep.
Those accursed enemies are back again. Your Highness, please show them what you're made of.
Yeah. Frost is coming! Get in gear! Yeah. Commence the cleanup!
Everyone hold in.
We're under attack again. It's a Lawitcher of the Deep.
There's no need to fear, my friends. His Highness is so strong now that even a diviniture of the deep would pose no threat to him.
Committed to memory.
Shine down!
Bombs away! Go!
It's finally over. So have we defeated the evil monsters and reclaimed...
Yes, it should now be time for us to attend Thelxie. It was my mistake. I should have told Fremine earlier.
It's all because the Traveler and Goddess Paimon were too strong. We just eradicated all the monsters in one go.
It's okay, Zuria. We can come back again once...
Then I must thank all of you again for taking...
Thelxie's turning out to be a real expert at fighting.
I don't think there's anything that will be able to...
Yes, I agree as well.
Let's head back to camp for now. I asked the Traveler to search for some materials on...
We can add an update to Thelxie's fantastic adventures as... Zuria and Fremine? Why don't we draw the new pages first? Hey, you didn't have to say it out loud.
No problem. I'm happy to oblige. Then, after overcoming many obstacles, Prince Thelxie and his brave companions finally arrived at the entrance to the Kingdom of Water Imps. At this time, the little fairy in the group, Paimon, revealed her true goddess form.
Woohoo! The goddess has arrived! She praised the companions for their purity and...
Bathed under the goddess's glory, the prince and his companions charged into the bastion of evil, chased away the monsters, and...
Oh no! The crown isn't ready yet!
No. The crown was within the prince's reach, but the monsters took it with them as they fled.
Oh, and Paimon can... Whoa! The pages are beautiful!
Thank you, everyone. We've also completed the my child. You'll also be able to brighten up when...
I'm sure he will, Zuria. Who knows? Perhaps the doctor will...
I sure hope so, Your Divine Highness.
Please don't worry.
Ah, then I must thank you for your hard work. All right, and see you in 2 days, my lovely friends.
Alright, it's about time we start heading off too. You've still...
Yeah. I'll need to go to the city shortly to get some parts for the base of the crown.
Yeah. Paimon knew that you didn't often take commissions from others, but...
Well...
because...
It's because...
what's the matter? And what's with that look on your face? You...
Am I turning red?
Alright. We won't...
Okay. Thank you. I hope that everyone who's found themselves in a dark place would be able to see something.
adventures. Let's go find Fremine at his camp. Hey, Fremine! Thelxie! We're here!
Hello, Paimon. Hello.
Is the crown ready?
Yes, we're just waiting for Zura.
Then let's wait for her a little while. Or actually, maybe we can go find her. It's not too far from...
Hey, traveler, Paimon.
Oh, and speaking of...
Found you two at long last. I'm so glad that you both are all right.
Huh? Why are you here, Miss Delaroche? And what could have happened to us?
What could have happened? That water imp Thelxie, of course. After I gave you that commission the other day, I began to get worried and went asking about the boy that went missing.
Oh, that? We've got it all figured out now. The boy you heard about was just
Oh, sorry about that. I've been diving in the area recently.
Huh? Fremine? Diving? No. What I was told is that about a month ago, a child tied a bunch of heavy seashells onto his body and walked into this open stretch of water. He never came back. What could that be if not that water imp's work?
are...
100% sure. I've confirmed the account with several
Wait, let's go to Stray?
Yeah, that's the name. They say the family took on the name after moving to the city from a place called Stray. Well, naturally, his mother was devastated by the incident and fell terribly ill.
It can't be, right?
I'm sorry, miss. We've got to go check on something right now.
Oh, I see. Well, you go on ahead. I just came...
Can I go catch up on...
Who are you? I have a patient here who needs quiet bed rest. Please leave.
This is the residence of Zuria Destri, and I'm Jala Khan, her family doctor. What?
Your patient should be Zuria's son, right? She told us herself that her...
No, you're right. Young Master Lescaut did have that illness once upon a time, but he's... Well, the young master's no longer... Oh. So, when she had requested time to go out over the past few days, it was...
So, if I'm understanding this right...
That is correct. When the young master disappeared, that might have been the trigger for her regret. Or perhaps the...
But how could that be? She...
Those actions are proof that she can no longer differentiate between...
Then, all the other things that...
No, those were all real. Although, they were all things that happened before...
I see. So after her son left, she created a fantasy world where her son was...
She has been in a good mood the past few days, even humming a song when she returned from her stroll. She even began discussing with me the idea of using deliberate guidance to ease the illness. It was all going well, until last night. She spent a whole night staring at the shell the young master left behind, and the words that he had inscribed onto it. Then she broke down once more. I prescribed some sedatives, and she's currently resting.
But then what should we do? How can we help her? There has to be something we can do!
Don't panic, Paimon. Even though this is a devastating piece of news, we must all calm down first. What should we do? I need to think. I need to remember the old house of the hearth and the children who lived in it. Dr. Jalacan, have you seen a picture book? The Madame should have brought it back with her.
Are you thinking about trying the guidance therapy she talked to me about before? It's worth a shot. I'll go get the book.
Yes, this is it. That's right. If what Dr. Jalacan said was true, the past few days have been very helpful to Zuria, so we should complete this journey. We need to show her that her child has found—
But wouldn't that just make it harder for her to accept reality?
One must first face reality before accepting it. The Madame has been crushed by her feelings of grief and can no longer bring herself to face reality. Our first priority would be to get her out of this state.
Right. Before today, I had thought she wanted to use Thelxie's fantastic adventures to save her, and if we could complete it, we should be able to give her some feeling of inspiration and closure. Maybe those feelings would be enough to give her some courage to face reality again. There's no time to waste. Let's set off right away.
We're here again. This is the final part of Thelxie's journey, but the most important person is missing.
Everyone, please don't—
You're right. Paimon needs to smile. If we have to give something to Zuria, it should be our smiles. And then she'll be able to recover, right, everyone?
Yeah, I'm sure she—
Be careful, brave adventurers! Here comes the evil monster that stole the crown! There! The team Cyclops! Let's beat them up!
Great reckoning! Getting here! Pair! Watch out, everyone! They're coming at us again!
There's no need to fear! Prince Thelxie looks stronger than ever today! He must be going all out!
Water
Oh, this is the blue one, right? We'll reclaim the crown for you now, Your Highness!
Wipe out!
I'm sorry. I have to go. I made a promise to my friends, and I'm already very late.
But, Madame, you're still—
Don't try to stop me. Today's the most important day for treating Thelxie. We'll use the guidance method. Didn't you also say that you'd think it'd work?
I'm not trying to stop you, Madame. It's just— Could you tell me the name of your child?
Dr. Jalacan, how can you forget the name of your own patient? His name is Thelxie. He's the prince of the kingdom of water imps. We will go today to reclaim his crown and attend his coronation ceremony.
I see. Madame, please rest assured, everything is still on schedule. Your friends have already departed to find... Wait, look. They've already returned.
Zuria! Zuria! We've retrieved the crown!
Paimon, everyone, have you really?
Yes, but the coronation ceremony still hasn't taken place, because we felt like you should be the one to preside over it.
Wonderful! How wonderful! Thelxie, my child, are you...
And the last page of the picture book. It's still waiting for you to...
Right, the picture book. But I don't know what I should put on the last page.
Don't worry, Thelxie and his friends all know what should go on it. Get ready, Zuria!
Okay.
At last, Thelxie and his friends were able to drive off the final invading monster.
The water imps, finally returning to their homes, showered the prince with love and applause as he greeted them. They once again offered their...
Moved by everyone's happiness, the prince stepped onto the rainbow bridge. Huh? Where's the last person? The prince looked frantically around, but could not find the person.
The prince could not hold back his tears. He recognized then that the mysterious person that had been... Zuria walked across the bridge and placed the crown above the prince's head. She smiled down upon him as she said...
That's the end of the story, Zuria.
Thank you. I am so sorry, my child. Maman should have spent more time with you. Maman loves you too.
What's happening? Is Zuria talking?
Quick, put on my diving helmet. There's a transcription module in it that's compatible with...
Maman loves you too.
But I love you more, Maman.
What? Did you see something?
Maman, I'm getting a little sleepy. Of course, my dearest child. As long as you want to hear... Thank you, Maman. Your lullaby has always been my favorite. My poor darling. I won't forget, Maman. And so is my love for you. Good night, Maman.
Traveler, Paimon.
Fremine! Why did you call us in such a hurry? Did you hear something?
Don't worry, it's definitely great news. The Madame came here for a visit just now with her... She said she'd like to return to the court to continue hosting the art exhibit. But this time, she'll, of course, Thelxie's fantastic adventures and the guidance there.
That's wonderful!
Here, please take this picture book with you. The Madame wanted you to have it.
But this is her son.
Don't worry, it's just a copy. She still has the original.
Alright, then there's no problem. It feels good knowing we've contributed to something important.
Paimon, do you know what the Madame... She said that at the moment when she placed the crown on Thelxie's head, she felt... She also said that was when she was finally...
Oh, really?
Perhaps. But if fantasy is just fantasy, and the fantasy world is not real, then how could it still grant us these powers that we can continue to... A descent of the fairy tale world into the real world. at that. You saw it too, didn't you?
What? That can't be what happened, right? There's just no way.
Yes. I suppose that I hope that everyone who's found themselves in a dark place would be able to see something beautiful.